Hello, and welcome to Essential Discourse Media. I am Bruce Smith, your host, your producer. Thank you for joining me today. I just want to give you guys some insight onto the project that I just released, episode entitled What is a Man, which is currently available on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Uh, this this episode is a rather unique one to me because I was just sitting back thinking about my boys and I was talking to them about manhood. And I realized that I never really had a conversation with them about what a man is. I've taught them what a man does, protector, provider, producer, right? I've talked to them about that and how to go about doing that, but I've never really talked to them about what a man is. And so this question came to my mind. I put it out there to social media to see if anyone else had those thoughts or to see what their thoughts were. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, I should say, I didn't get very many responses because this is a confrontational question. This is a confrontational question that requires that you provide a assessment of what you are, who you are, beneath the surface level of this thing. And once you strip away protector, provider, producer, what's left, because for so long men have been described by those attributes, by those roles, those traditional roles that men have had. So when you think about what is a man, you strip away all that stuff. That is a very uh, confrontational, very self-examining type question. So I went on ahead and I released that podcast episode on June the 20th of this year, 2023. And so far, uh, not gotten very much engagement since that podcast episode has been out. So I went out into these clean streets today. And in the process, I was trying to do a couple of impromptu interviews just to see what the people here, uh, how they would answer when that question was addressed to them, and came out with a understanding that there is an identity crisis among males uh, here in our city. I'm sure it's just not in our city or our state. I think this is a nationwide thing because I don't. If you're really being truthful, no one. I don't think very many people would say uh, at some point in time someone asked me what a man is beyond producer, provider, protector, right? I don't think very many people can say that they've been challenged to think about manhood in that way. And a lot of the people that I asked, once I stripped those three P's away from it, they were like, I don't know. I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing. And there's nothing wrong with never having been challenged to think about that in the manner in which it was presented, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when you're presented with that question and it doesn't inspire you to do an assessment on what that is. And, for those that I was able to get a response for, even after stripping away the three P's, the responses were shallow. They were so shallow. It was like a good person, he take care of his kids and all this other stuff. Okay, fine. Yes, yes, but that is still part of the three P's. What is a man? Minus that. Minus that. I mean, that's a given. Okay, that's a given. Minus those three P's. What is a man? That's what I want to dive into. Those are the conversations that I want to have. However, quite a few people, they spoke to me off camera, and they told me what they thought, and I was like, okay, I can see that. There's no right or wrong answer, but I encourage them to listen to the episode just like I'm encouraging you guys to, and prepare for the next episode, which is talking about the origin of man. So uh, that'll be out on the second Thursday of July. So I'm hoping to stir up some conversation, to stir up some thought, to get those juices in the cerebellum, to get those juices flowing so that we can engage in conversation, man, and all become the better of it. Now, the next thing that I noticed for those who had shallow answers or, just walked away walked away with I don't know, and it really didn't affect them. I saw that there's a lack of interest. There was a lack of interest from the males that I spoke with. They didn't know, they didn't care to know. Uh, they're doing what they do. And, and to each his own. But I think that we owe it to ourselves to live the best life that we can possibly live. And we can't live the best life we possibly can live without actually knowing what we are, what we are, who we are, and why do we do what we do. And that's all a part of what is a man. Now, interestingly enough, I spoke with quite a few women today, and they had ready responses. Oh my goodness, they had some ready responses. Even when I stripped away the three P's, they had some ready responses. Most of them, quite a few of them, I'm not going to say most, quite a few of them had some beneath the surface type answers. And I was like, wow, you know, really got me to thinking about a couple of things in a different couple of ways. But it's quite the opposite from talking to the males about the same questions about males and talking to females about the same questions about males. I found that quite interesting. I found that quite interesting. And this is part of the reason we as a nation have a bigger issue. We have a bigger issue because as males, if we are unable to define what a man is, if we're unable to teach the younger generation of males what a male is, and we don't have a ready response beneath the surface or even at the surface level, who's teaching the younger generation? The women are teaching the young generation what a man is because they have ready responses. They have ready surface level responses. They have ready beneath the surface level responses. So when we talk about, these youngsters, they ain't playing, they out here in these streets, they doing this, they doing that, yada, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Part of that is our faults as males because we are not having the conversations that we need to have with them about manhood and what it is to be a man. And we can't have conversations about things that we've never thought about. We can't have conversations about things that we have never defined and that we have never explored beneath the surface. And you'll never discover it. You'll never discover it for yourself if there's a lack of interest. So hopefully, after watching this video and listening to the episode that we just released on the 20th of this month, June 2023, you guys would tune in and take this journey of discovery with me and discovering what a man is, beyond provider, protector, producer. You guys can find me on Apple Podcast. You can find me on Spotify. You can go to my website, which is www.edpshow.com. And all of my contact information is right here on the screen. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. And you can email me. The email address has been running across the screen as well. So again, our question is, what is a man? And we're going to be on this for a little while. And I'm hoping that you guys will engage with me, help me learn some things, and hopefully I can help you learn some things as well. And we can start having these conversations, man, where we can be making a positive difference, not only in our own lives, but in the lives of others. Thank you for the time and listening. I'm Bruce Smith. Y'all have a great day.